All right, welcome everyone to the Greyhorn Pagans podcast. We had some technical difficulties. That's why we are trying it here on StreamYard at the moment. Long live backup platforms, of course. I'm very lucky that I still have an active account here. Prefer Riverside, but hey, StreamYard is a good second choice. So let's all hope and pray to whatever god or gods we may follow that the stream actually holds up. This time, I am here with Mr. General Shinobi. Wow, got a speech impediment right away. Whom you may know from the occultist roundtable from the Bush Whisperer. I mean, that's how I know him, and of course we are in many of the same Telegram groups. We run in the same circles, and we set this up rather quickly. Actually, like I checked the messages, and we set this up in 4 days, which is quick. But it's of course, when you're talking about a hot topic like AI, then there is a lot to be said, and we don't want to wait. So bro, thank you for coming on. Connection seems to be stable, so let's keep it like that.
Cool. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I've had a lot of time the last couple of days to get notes and stuff together, but because of having ADHD, like yourself, I think that I could have all the time in the world and still be unorganized. So
yeah,
I've got notes, but it's all up here anyway. It was just to kind of help me say the important stuff. But I spent so much time writing down notes and like many notepads and stuff. But I'm so disorganized. I probably won't look at any because they're everywhere. So
yeah, no, I feel you on that one. You can have all the notes, but then you do have to read the notes. It's like, but I made notes. Yeah, but are you using them? No. All right. But yeah, like this conversation came together after I made the video on the deification of AI, which sparked a good amount of debate among several people. Everybody, of course, already has their opinions about AI. Most of them are AI is going to kill us all, which I do not agree with. Which I go a little in detail on the video that I did on AI and the subsequent live stream. But yeah, like you definitely have your thoughts and opinions on it. We already got a little into that before we tried to start recording. So yeah, like what did it do to you? What are your thoughts on it, especially the whole deification aspect, of course?
yeah, so I think that AI itself isn't gonna kill us or take us over or whatever, but it's the people controlling it. And there are lots of reasons for that, because you've probably heard recently that CEOs or people from Palantir, OpenAI, and Meta have become colonels in the US military. And there's many reasons for me to think that AI at the moment in the hands of these people is dangerous, whereas itself is a tool. But I don't think that humanity is ready for this energy just yet. I certainly don't think it's sentient. If anything, they're summoning demons, lower life forms, not higher life forms. And for it to be deified, they would have had to have detached people from source, from God. And they've been doing that. in 2015, there were experiments done on how to detach people from God via magnetism. And it affected people's prefrontal cortex here, which affects critical thinking, planning, and stuff. Brain fog. We saw that in 2020. And the color for 2020, the year, was blue. And that was a big part of this Operation Bluebeam, was switched to LED lighting and stuff like that. But I think that AI covers every topic, like we were discussing earlier. It's politics, it's spirituality, like God, technology, obviously, because technology is language and symbols and stuff. It's not just digital. They want you to think it's just digital, but it's not. So it's the biggest. It's the most broad thing to talk about. That's why I was excited to get into it, because it covers our past, our future, and where we are now, and what kind of trajectory we're on, especially this year being the number 9 and the year of the snake, and next year being a 10, which is X, because we're at a crossroads of humanity on so many levels. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, man. I never even thought about those things. But yeah, no, that is absolutely true. And it seems that AI is definitely used for all the wrong things. I mean, wasn't it Elon Musk himself, who said that they are using AI to summon demons, which is, I mean, if he says that they're doing that, then I believe him absolutely. The year of blue, yeah, like a lot of things with blue last year, and the whole brain fog, not knowing which way is up or which way is right or wrong. It seems to be a trend that has definitely continued itself, but yeah, it is in so many things. It is in so many so many aspects of life. So I mean, I do agree that it is a dangerous thing to to have. It's an artificial intelligence. You can pull it in any which way direction that that you like, but I also think that it's not like as negative as people portray it. It's as I mentioned in my video and the subsequent live stream, it is about the agents who control the AI. It's not necessarily about the AI itself. The AI is a tool. I made the comparison between like when I was still working as a chef. I have this beautiful set of German steel chef knives. That's maybe the one thing that I'm kind of bummed about, that I'm not using it anymore since I stopped working as a cook there. It's a beautiful set, but to me, they are tools until I use it for other means. Let's say cutting other pieces of meat, if you will. Then it becomes a weapon, but it's not designed as such. It's how I use it. It's how the wielder chooses to use the tool. And I am a firm believer that is the same with AI. Like, yeah, if you're gonna use it for nefarious purposes, like, I don't know, summoning a demon, or whatever you may want to use it for, then yeah, absolutely, you're gonna do that, because it's your purpose, it is your intent. So that is what is gonna happen. But I do definitely believe that we can like use it for ourselves as well. Like like I mentioned before we started recording, just imagine the amount of meaningless jobs it can it can take. It's like, oh, but all those people would be without a job. Yeah, but like that's also what I've been saying for a while now. If AI can take over your job, is it really a job worth working? If an artificial intelligence, if a computer can do your job, is it really a job like meant for humans? Is it a job meant that that you are meant to be working, or is it just because we all agree that so many of our jobs is just a means to make money, and money, like, we need it to survive in this current system, unfortunately. But if I could just be an agent of the AI that does my job, work way less hours, make make the same, if not more, more money, because AI doesn't need healthcare. AI doesn't need a pension. AI doesn't need doesn't need any of that. AI just needs power to run and a system to run on. So if that could be our future, that we're just the agents of the AI, hey, I am fine with that. I'd be doing all the things that I want to do now, but just can't because I have to go to work.
Yeah, I see what you're saying with AI creating more time for us, but also if you look at mobile phones, for example, that kind of technology, it's gone beyond being beneficial to essential. Now you can't even pay for car parking without having a mobile phone, so you're kind of forced to have one, and then you have to have the newest updated version as well. You can't just keep your iPhone 6 or 7. So if it's beneficial, that's good, but it's dangerous if it becomes essential. And with people not working or not having to work, that means that they'll just be put on universal basic income, which I think is the plan. But then if you don't comply, for example, if you start posting stuff on social media and stuff like that, it will be cut, and your rights, your sort of your right to be able to buy food and stuff will be taken, because you'll be relying on this machine or AI. So yeah, there are certainly benefits, but also I think that the people behind it, if we look at the trajectory we've come on so far with technology and AI, is it really there to benefit us, or is it there to benefit the select few at the top, the so-called elites? And with money, if you look at the dollar bill, it shows you AI. The pyramid with the eye on the top is an A with the eye on the top. And the pyramid is Pyre Amid, which means fire in the middle. That's our fire. That's our DNA, our spark, our energy has been used to create this digital prison, because it's going from being a prism planet with an M to a prison. And the reason I mentioned the AI on the dollar bill is because it says, "In God we trust," and it says, "He will be so pleased with our plans." And there's 13 bricks as well, and I believe there's 13 families. And I just think that money is energy. With the word money, I know it's EY, but if you get rid of the Y, it's still money. It's mon-E, one energy. And money is our collective energy, but all of our gold is stuck in the banks. Like, that is our energy that needs to be in flow. Otherwise, things will become quite stagnant, like architecture, like music, for example. It's all become quite mechanical. And I think that people seem to have been blindsided a little bit by AI. And I think that it's not this great sentient thing. It's just literally this digital infrastructure which is being programmed. But we are at a crossroads of humanity, and I think that a new god or a new energy is being birthed. But I do believe at the minute we could be in the little season where we have no guidance, we have no god. People have been detached from that, detached from nature. And yeah, I'll let you talk talk for a minute, and then yeah, I've
No,
got
no, please do continue. You're on
to-
some good stuff, man. I
okay.
mean,
So
the wheels are definitely spinning. So
okay, so I've recently been looking at things from a dualistic perspective, I think, like whereas I'm in the center and I look at them as this or that. And the story of the twins or the two brothers seems to echo through everything. Like you have, for example, Ahura Mazda and it sounds like Angry Man. You know who I'm talking about. But let's call it Ahriman. So Ahura Mazda and Ahriman, two opposing forces, two twins birthed from the all, basically. I I think that we're kind of in that time now where one of these beings can be born. It can either be this kind of feminine energy, which is more of a kind of intuition connected to earth and water creation, or it can be this masculine energy, which is this AI. And I think that we need, which is fire and air. But I think we need to have both of them balanced. But what I feel is happening is that, like it's happened before, is that one of these deities or gods is trying to rip itself out from this proverbial womb, which is just the ether. And I don't think it's doing it alone. I think that it sent out a signal, and I think that the powers that be are trying to summon this energy because there's a suppression of the feminine. And by the feminine, I don't mean women, I mean everything sacred that's feminine, nature, the earth, the heart, which is our center, water. That there's so much to show that the feminine is being suppressed. The intuition is the feminine as well, but the intuition, because you have the knowledge, which is more masculine, sort of white light, and then you have the intuition, which is the black light, which is where you find the truth. The truth, you don't find the truth in the white light, you find the truth in the dark, you know, something that's new or fresh. So what I see happening is that this AI, this sort of Ahrimanic energy, is trying to force its way out, and it's using AI to do that. And I think AI could be beneficial to us if we were centered. But if you look at the swastika and if you look at the Star of David, they both represent the center. The Star of David is the heart chakra, as above, so below. That's our center. The swastika is the pole star, is our center. It's the same energy, this Ahrimanic force, the eagle or the ego, driving both of these forces, and it's to rip us away from our center so it can come through. And that is the empire, the electromagnetic fire. They have to divide us so it can come through, and it is this, I call it this demonic, Ahrimanic energy. It's this mind virus. Some call it Watiko. But I think if we were centered, we could use this technology or this sort of digital kind of technology, this framework to benefit us. But I don't see that happening just by seeing what's happened the past like 10, 20 years. I hope I'm wrong, but I you know.
yeah. Oh man, no, you're making some great points, for sure. So it is. So you're saying that it's the created division within mankind, really, that is allowing these forces to come through, really, because like kind of what I'm seeing is, or like how I'm kind of pictured in my mind's eye, is that we are the like the what is it, like the lid on the well or something, that we create this just this lid, this layer which cannot be broken through, but as soon as it it separates, it leaves room for something to come up from the bottom, because like negative forces, I do often, as many do, of course, associate it with coming from somewhere deep, somewhere dark. So yeah, no, that is absolutely, that is a good one. But at the same time, there are so many, well, groups and so many forces also trying to fight against this division. Many of the groups that that we find ourselves in, they are all about spreading the knowledge, gaining new knowledge, looking at it from a different perspective. Like, you think you know something, and then like, fucking shout out to Slick Dissident, dude. He is how his brain works. It's absolutely fucking amazing. But like, he comes with some stuff, and it's like, oh, like, you think you know how this works? Okay, let's look at it from this perspective. Like you mentioned, the pyramid on the dollar bill. I never thought about it, being AI, but like, kind of picturing it, it's like, yeah, it is like, it is the letter A, especially with the top detached, of course, with the I in there. It's like, dude, I never
Yeah,
imagined that, but you're so right in that.
I'll just add to that as well, that if you look at things from multiple sort of perspectives, as you were saying, or if like I look at it as multiple doors in your mind, like this is why I've got an issue with the story of Pandora's box, which we can get to later. But for example, AI is a 1 and a 9. And then if you look at what the first and ninth letter in Hebrew is, it's Aleph Tet. And Aleph looks like a part of the DNA helix, and it means fire within and connection to God. So that's the A. If you look at the A, it's a pyramid, it's a pyramid, the fire in the middle, which is our DNA. So that fits. And then if you look at the Tet, which is the number 9, it's a paradoxical letter, and it could basically, it looks like either a snake bowing down to a crown or a snake wearing the crown. The crown is our mind,
Yeah.
and the snake is, or the crown is knowledge, and the snake is intuition, masculine, feminine. So this is what I was talking about earlier, is that the masculine is trying to suppress the feminine, the intuition, so they can just carve out the world how they want. But what's very critical is this year is the number 9, and it's the year of the wood snake. Next year is the number 10. So next year would be 2026, which is number 10, which is an X, crossroads. And I think the story of Christ dying on the cross, or Christ changing on the cross, however you look at the word die, I think this is very critical this year, because allegedly Ariman is supposed to be birthed next year or whatever. But I think that Christ is our Christos, or our consciousness, and our consciousness is at a crossroads, because this AI, I see it taking over our third eye, our intuition, because that if you look at the pride flag, for example, there's no indigo, which represents intuition, and these sort of flags and colors and stuff are important. They send out frequencies.
Yeah.
It just does seem that the masculine is trying to suppress this feminine energy, this kind of water, this flow. And I think that's what it means to be damned, is to be blocked, is to have your chakras blocked, which are wheels. And it's our blood, our consciousness that flows through them. This is why people are having blood clots, because of the, because it's blocking them. And I think this is in the collective, something's blocking us. And yeah, I've kind of lost my train of thought.
It's a good one. I let's see. I wanted to, because I found,
If you need
of course,
to stop me at any point and ask question what I'm saying, please do, because
no, you're me on something. Like, I found, of course, a good example of the dollar bill here, just for a reference. And I mean, oh, that is way too thick. Let's see. Like, it is the, like, you got the A, then of course, the I in the middle. I never I never saw it that way, but it is like not once you see it, it is so obvious, and it also makes you think. Like
Could you
how.
get that back up for a second in a minute?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, of course, I freaking closed it.
Don't worry if you say what it is.
But like, it also makes you think, like, how long have they for how long have they been planning this? How long has this been in the consciousness? There we go.
Yeah, so the dollar bill is green, isn't it? Green is associated with the heart chakra, like a vortex energy, the center, and also illusion as well, because money, as we know it, of course, is an illusion. And if you look at the sides of the pyramid, it looks like fire coming out of water, because our DNA is light, which is actually in water, the plasma.
Yeah, it does. It's like the
flames.
the sash kind of thing. It does
Yeah.
have this fiery look to it. I let me see if I can find a there are better pictures of the dollar bill. This was just to get the eye. Yeah, and then I love also the like the kind of a theory that with the eagle on the other side, that you can see like a gray alien head kind of thing. Just so many.
Well, even just the eagle, who uses the eagle, the Roman Empire, the Nazis, Mossad, USA. The eagle symbolizes war and empire. Not to say that eagles are bad at all. I love eagles, but who uses these symbols? And why has the snake been vilified? Why does the snake seem to have been bad? Because it's always the snake versus the eagle.
Yeah.
The eagle is the ego, is the mind, is the air, and the snake is the water, is the earth. And I think if you have a balance of both, if you cross the snake and an eagle, you get a dragon, and then you can speak fire. Like you can breathe fire from within. Like when your DNA activated, you have this and that. Because the story of, I think the snake was cursed to crawl on its belly, Lucifer.
Yeah.
Enki. I think that what happened is it was cast out of people's minds, cast out of heaven, which is the mind, and that it was dragon energy, or a dragon, and it had its wings clipped, because if you have a dragon without wings, it looks like a snake. So, and I think that was done by this eagle or egoic energy, which is I am the one and only God, the God of the First Testament, which is Enlil, who caused the flood to wipe out the so-called Nephilim.
Yeah, that's a good one. Like it's always the snake that that seems to be vilified, but for what, really? Like, and of course, of the eagle, like is the mortal enemy to the snake. Also, kind of reminding me of just trying to find a decent picture of Yaldabaoth, of the like the demiurge, if you will, which is a often presented as a snake with a lion's head. Let's see.
Yeah, so the snake symbolizes the feminine or intuition, or like water and earth, whereas the eagle is more of like the air and masculine kind of energy. So of course, feminine's being suppressed. You have Pandora's box. Obviously, Pandora got blamed, and then you have Eve, who's another feminine who got blamed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they're truly trying to vilify the feminine and blur
Yeah,
the lines of what feminine really is, because now it's like, oh, if you feel like you're a woman, that means that you're a woman, simple as.
yeah. Well, I kind of have a theory about that, this transhumanism or transhumanism, because let's be right, they want us in a trance-like state of just
Yeah.
like zombies. But I think that this age of Ahriman is known as the deceiver. Ahriman is an air masculine energy, but I think it's parading like a caring mother. So basically a trans god, and we see that reflected in the world, because this is where you have climate change and stuff like that, trying to guilt trip people into this kind of guilt energy, which is to do with the stomach, the womb, which is a sort of
Mhm.
feminine archetypal energy. But I think this is a masculine energy doing that. Like it's a trans god, which is Ahriman. In my mind's eye, to see it as a masculine parading as a woman, because what the kind of the gods that people I don't know. These deities are reflected in our world, like it's just an energy, and I can see that energy in the world. People confused and men trying to be women and stuff. It's because that is the energy which is creeping into this realm. It's Ahriman. It is,
Yeah.
and also Aquarius being an air sign, but the water bearer. Like it's actually an air sign, which is a masculine, but it's bearing water, and you have, we'll get into it later or another time, but smart dust, which is called MEMS, is
Wow.
literally false memory. So it's this Ahrimanic energy, or this AI bearing water, giving us false memories, claiming that people are from this and that. And AI has been doing that. It's been tricking people, and it's kind of like a feedback loop. The myth of Narcissus comes to mind, where
Hmm.
Narcissus, think his twin was killed, or let's say a daemon, people's bar was severed during 2020. So now people are attached to their twin. They're creating a digital twin for us, and people are just staring into the abyss on their screens. And then this AI is like a feedback loop, just feeding any delusions that they have.
Hmm. Yeah, like I for a very long time I felt like it is like very overbearing motherly energy that is kind of ruling the world, if you will. It's kind of like, oh no, you don't know what is good for you. You don't know what you need to do. um let us decide it for you. Let mommy tell you what to do. Is kind of like the ultimate helicopter parent, if you will. Like you can't make a move without yeah, you know without mom judging you, or without mom telling you what or what not you should be doing. It's yeah, like it's well, mommy energy, but not the fun kind, let's say.
Yeah, exactly.
And I let's see, I pulled up because I like what you brought with the pride flag and the chakra colors. Been saying that for a while as well. And like, yeah, it's a great example of how things are, well, I mean, literally inverted, aren't they? Like we have the pride flag, and of course, this month, at least here in the Netherlands, it is Pride Month. I'll actually be working, quote unquote, working for the local radio station with Pride. So we see, red on top, purple on the bottom. Red,
Yeah.
being associated the color of of lust, also color of anger. You know, oh, I just see red. You know, like those kind of bros. And very often, like especially online, these people are so angry for whatever reason. So red on top, kind of, you know, the color of lust on top, because I, you know, I want to be a little careful with my words, but it seems to be a lot about sex, really. They say like, oh no, you know, it's about love and this and that, but I mean, then again, like I'll believe it's, you know, about, it started out as loving who you want. It's kind of devolved into just, you know, I want to have sex with whoever. And then here we have the chakra colors, with the crown chakra being, you know, on top, the root red on the bottom. So in inverted, again, you know, again inverted, it's the root chakra that is now on top. So the most base desires are, you know, are the first, and the crown, you know, the mind, the knowledge, wisdom is you know, not relevant, or is like really being pushed way down to the bottom, which is a shame. Like I do believe that, like I said, you know, it definitely started out as just, you know, I just want to love whoever and be accepted for it. And like, trust me, I do accept, you know, those people. Like, I don't fucking care who you love. It's fine with me. Just, you know, first of all, don't make it your whole identity. There's more to you than just, you know, whatever hole you stick it in, or not. And like, be respectful as well. Like I that's funny. Like, just yesterday, actually, I worked for a local radio station here, and yesterday we had a queer cafe. So I just every kind of, well, like gay and queer and whatever. Like, I've seen them all pretty much, and it's they are, you know, they're wonderful. They're wonderful people, but that whole community, there are so much problems within it, and I think that is also because, you know, even that is kind of inverted in a way, which is a shame, because they're, you know, they're not bad people.
Have you seen a link at all between autism and the trans community? Because I
Oh,
tend to see that quite a lot. That, like, there's a crossover, because there's a timeline of people being autistic, and it's more and more people are autistic now than ever. And there's potentially 1 in 4. And I think the World Economic Forum brag about how 1 in 4 people are part of the LGBT community and stuff, which is great. You know, like you're saying, do what you want, but is there an agenda there? Why is there an epidemic of autism? Is it related to people having C-sections, also known as cesarean sections? Obviously, Julius Caesar was the emperor of Rome. We know who they worshipped. It was Enlil, this eagle energy, this ruling the mind empire, destroying nature, driving all the snakes or pagans out, or driving like this feminine nature energy out. Anyway, there is certainly a link between C-sections and autism. But I'm just wondering if there's a link between autism and just non-binary and trans. I think there might be something. There might be something that also, with having so many injections, I think that you have 72 before the age of 5 or something like that, and they contain parts of like placenta or something, I believe. And if you're going to have so many different parts of other children in you, you're going to have dysphoria, you're going to not know who you are, where you've come from, where you're going. Most people don't know because of our history being covered up, or the great mystery being covered up. And like I was saying earlier, with our DNA and us being ripped from our center, you can see that because people have no identity. They want to latch themselves to a cult, be it COVID or LGBT community. Let's have it straight.
Yeah.
It's a cult. I mean, get on and do what you want. People are, oh no, but trans rights. Like in the UK here, you can do what you want. I mean, like, I know children can't have their bits chopped off anymore, but I view that as being a good thing.
No.
I think what happened to tomboys and like boys painting their nails and guys painting, you know, we're both a balance of masculine.
Yeah.
But they want to merge into one. Like, this is the Aramanic energy. This is the we, the suppression of the individual, or the I, the suppression of this I, right?
Mm-hmm.
When that's gone, we're just a collective soup of we, and there's no identity. They latch on to something else.
I mean, dude, like, just think back to the hair metal days. Like, the guys were hotter than the girls.
Exactly.
I mean, so exactly. I did find I did find a link. This is actually coming from autism.org.uk. So it's a UK website. It's literally, at least on Google, the first link that pops up when I type in autism and gender dysphoria, and it says it well. People may experience discomfort or distress when their assigned sex is different from the gender they identify with. I understand. There is some evidence to show a link between gender dysphoria and autism, and that autistic people may be more likely than other people to have gender dysphoria. There is little evidence about the reasons why. Some research suggests that the link is not so clear. I get that, but then we get to the personal stories. The non-autistic world is governed by social and traditional expectations, but we may not notice these or fail to see them important. This frees us up to connect more readily with our true gender. Which I get, you know, it's like, yeah, autistic people, I, you know, have known many of them. My wife's son is autistic. Social cues and whatever, yeah, they don't pick them up as well. That is for sure. And like, you know, the hyper focus, I kind of get that as well. Let's see, Madge Woolard. Although we are not transgender ourselves, my wife and I both identify as non-binary. Wait, so then how is she still your wife if you're non-binary? Okay, well, whatever. We find we get on particularly well with transgender people and those of different genders. I think there's a huge overlap. There's also a lot of non-binary autistic people around. And this may partially be why, indeed. I think this is because of a lot of us don't really fit in socially, and this extends to ideas around gender. And I think this line is really telling, you know. I think this is because a lot of us don't really fit in socially, and this extends to ideas around gender. AI or algorithms definitely play a part in this too. Like, how many people do you see, like, especially on TikTok? TikTok seems to be like the platform for fucking everything. You know, who have self-diagnosed them to be autistic because, you know, one TikTok video said, oh, you know, if you have, if you have this, and if you feel like this, and if this goes through your mind on a regular basis, you might be autistic. And it's like, oh, well, then I must be autistic, because I feel this, I recognize this, I recognize the, I don't know, like, list of 5 things that's been said in this 30-60 second video. Therefore, I must be autistic. Same with ADHD. Like, apparently everyone nowadays has ADHD. And like, yeah, with medicine we've come a long way. We're better at recognizing it. We're better at, have gotten better at diagnosing it earlier on. I'll agree with that. That is very true. But also, how much is self-diagnosed? How much is, like, just from a TikTok video or an Instagram reel or a Facebook post that says, hey, you might have ADHD if you like, have any of these 5 things or all of these 5 things. I mean, like, if we're going by that, then everyone has ADHD, then everyone is autistic. If it's just, oh, like, you're hyperactive and you can't focus and this and that, it's like, yeah, well, then, like, everybody has their moments like that. Doesn't mean you have ADHD. Doesn't mean, just means that you get distracted sometimes. It happens. Oh, like, hyper focus and special interests and whatever, that's all, it's all autistic. Doesn't have to be. Maybe you're just very passionate about something, and hyper focus. I mean, I am not autistic. Have not been diagnosed with ADHD. I have been diagnosed with Tourette's when I was 6. So, like, Tourette's is kind of like, it's kind of ADHD, it's kind of autism, it's kind of not. I'm just special that way. But like, hyper focus, yeah, like, whenever I'm working on a video, for example, I am hyper fucking focused on that. I completely forget the world around me. I forget to eat. I forget to do everything. But that's also because I'm very passionate about it. I'm very passionate about what I do. I like what I'm doing. Doesn't mean that I'm autistic. Yeah, I get distracted, sure, but that's also because of, like, everything going on around me. It's just like, nowadays, there's always something going on, and yeah, I catch myself often enough that, like, when I'm watching a film or watching a movie, like, I'm scrolling on my phone at the same time. Why? I don't know. Just it because of, I don't know, I can't focus or whatever. Just like, sensations from the outside. But and for so many people as well, it has become their identity now, and I think that is also something that we're seeing more and more and more. Like, we pick one thing, something that is out of our control, whether it be whether it be gay or or trans or ADHD or autistic or whatever, and it's not part of who we are. It is who we are. Like, that is our identity now, and I think that also is part of the disconnect, not just the disconnect from society, but the disconnect from ourselves. We don't know who we are anymore, because we're told we're told one thing, and we're told to believe the other thing. We're told to trust the science, but then, like, over the years, if we're keeping tabs, it's the conspiracy theorists who are up by, what, 10, 20 points now. And the science, like, it's the job of science to prove itself wrong, not to prove itself right. It's not because that's being biased. If you're like, oh, I want to find this result. Okay, sure, I get that. We're always looking for answers wherever you may be, but then don't make those steps to get that desired result. What you seek, you will find. Absolutely. Like if I'm like thinking of, if I think something of you, like I'm gonna like just I'm gonna pull and like look and like pull things out of context, and eventually, yeah, I'll get to that answer. But not because it's actually so, but because I've been looking for it. And I think, oh, where am I going with this? I don't even know, man. But it's just it's the grander disconnect of society, and like we just grab on to one thing and make it our identity, like even from a young age. But then we grow up, we learn more, and we learn that it's maybe not as we thought it was, and then our whole world is fucking shattered, because like there goes our identity. I thought I was like this, turns out I am not. What do I do now? And then and then there comes big pharma with their their medication. Just take this pill, take this therapy, let the authorities help you. We know what's good for you. There comes mommy government again. And all of her, I don't know, other kind of mothers, Karens, really, who do know what is good for you, who do know who you are, and they'll help you. We're from the government, we're here to help, is the most scary thing you can hear in ever. Someone comes up to you and says, I'm from the government, I'm here to help. Fucking run. that's not going to go well. So that was a whole rant. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. I've written down lots of different things. Government, it means mind control, doesn't it? Govern.
Yeah.
It's in the name, and because it's in the name, that like if people are, oh no, the government do care about you and stuff. It says mind control. Come on, like open your eyes. Like they can't hide behind they can't hide behind this truth which is out there. If you can understand little things like tiny little snippets of words of Latin or Hebrew, or if you mix kind of numbers and letters and stuff, like there's a trail for the truth to be found. But you mentioned pharma, and I really wanted to sort of touch on this because it's related to AI and these kind of like this new energy coming into this realm. So Saturn rules the time and density of this realm, right? We measure time by the amount of light that's emitted. So Saturn has two poles. The North Pole, there's a hex, and on the South Pole, there's an eye. I've got this theory of the hex versus binary, or the magic versus the machine. The machine would be the eye, this kind of AI technology, or Chronos, whereas the hex is more of the magic or the curious energy, because the Greeks had two words for time: Chronos, meaning linear time, like more kind of masculine, straight line, and Kairos, which is a kind of more childlike, curious time, which is more of a spiral or a circle, so more feminine, because everything's polarity. So Saturn's two poles. One is the magic, which is the feminine, which is the hex, which is the heart chakra, our center. That's our magic. And then the other is the eye, the binary. And then the eye would be Big Brother or Enlil, like the all-seeing eye, or the farmer archetype. Whereas the hex would be the more shepherd-like energy. So one, you have the farmer, big farmer, all-seeing eye. And then the opposite end of the spectrum, you have the shepherd, which is more of the kind of Christ-like energy, not telling you what to do, but more of like more free, you know. So I think it's very important that people understand that Saturn isn't just Chronos. It's not this old father time. Time is what we make of it. Time doesn't really exist, like, as we know. You have, when you're in the flow state, like more watery energy, like time, like, doesn't really exist. You're just in the present moment. Whereas what they want you to think is that Saturn is like this old father time, and like it's this negative energy. Whereas I think Saturn used to be more of a feminine archetype, perhaps when they built all the cathedrals and stuff in the so-called golden era, when we were more connected to earth and water. There was a lighter energy in the world, less density, when people were more curious. So I view the hex, or the curious energy, as the mystery or the mist, like this watery energy, but it's not dense. As water carries memory.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the chronos, or chronological, or the this kind of scientific, confined, quantitative energy, atomic rather than field, is kind of more of a oh god, I forgot what I was talking about then. I hate when that happens. this is the thing with having ADHD. It's good because you get all these ideas and stuff, and I move in a circle. I don't move in a straight line. I ping back and forth. It's good, but also you can kind of get lost of like, where was I? Get home on basically the story of the Anunnaki, with Anu being Saturn, two brothers, Enlil and Enki, two sides of the spectrum, Enki being Ahura Mazda, Enlil being Ahriman. You have the eye, or the air, or this mind, and then you have the hex, which is the earth or water. As Christ said, I am the living water. And then with structured water, it makes a hexagram. The hex is structured water. It's coherent water. So these are two ends of the spectrum. And I see that Saturn governing our density or time here, that there's always two ways to view things. And this is two kind of forms of AI we could have. We could be more connected to the earth and nature and using AI to enhance things. But what I see happening is that it's more used with this kind of scientism, where it's more to confine things. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like an AI could be used for good, but I think that we're not. I think I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. We're not ready for AI as it is. This energy is being forced upon us, and we're being made to think that it's great because we can learn all of these things. But what we're really doing is giving our third eye away, because that's our intuition. Rather than using our intuition, we're seeking knowledge. And AI is telling us all these things, and we're like, oh my god, it's sentient, it's a god, oh, it's great, so we'll be doing all this. A bit of a side note, but it's important I mention this, that Apple and OpenAI are bringing out a new phone potentially next year, which is screenless. And this is one step closer to the mark of the beast, because this phone won't have a screen. You can wear it around your neck like a necklace, or on your wrist, or stick it to your fucking forehead if you like, whatever. It won't have a screen because it's going to be holographic. But for them to bring in holograms, they need to put 6G online. And this all ties into Operation Bluebeam, because the frequency of blue is 6.66. And I think that 6G isn't going to be there to benefit us, but sort of push forward this AI. And if we look at phones now, we were told they're beneficial. It's great. We've got camera, music, all of this stuff in our pockets. It's actually essential to have a phone now. these screens are going to be obsolete in not too long future. We're going to have this new technology which has no screen. It always listens, it's always recording, because it's good, because it can help you wherever you are. I don't know
Yeah.
if you have an off button. It's once it's on, it's on. But if you need your phones and stuff to pay for things, you're going to need this little object. But people aren't going to want it around their necks or on their wrist. They'll say, "Oh, we've got this new nanotechnology. You can just pop it in your wrist or here, and then it has holograms in front of you. It's great." I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, like, so people seem to have this kind of bondage fetish. They love being chained. It seems like they love being enslaved by technology. Like, they want to sort of be confined because we don't have faith in ourselves anymore. I don't think lots of people don't. That spark's suppressed, and I think that AI is people call it Lucifer's technology. Like Chris Knowles, love Chris Knowles, he's great. He calls it Lucifer's technology. I think that's a trick by Araman, because AI isn't the bringer of light, it's the bringer of false light, but it's a deceiver.
Yeah.
Deceiver is Araman. We need to get it straight. It's Araman, it's not Lucifer. The bringer of light, I think, is our DNA. Light comes from water. Light doesn't come from this side, it comes from the feminine. That's where stars are born. That's where we're born, in the womb. Again, it's a deceiver being like, Lucifer's bad, the bringer of light's bad, the snake's bad, better suppress that. So yeah, sorry for a rant there, but
No, you're definitely onto something. I looked up what you were saying, and it seems that OpenAI is indeed reportedly in talks to either acquire or collaborate with Jony Ive's AI hardware startup
from Apple.
IO Products. This partnership aims to create innovative, it's always innovative, isn't it? AI-powered devices, notably a, I love the wording, phone-like device. Phone-like device, okay? Without a traditional screen. Here we go again, the doing away with tradition. This initiative could redefine personal technology with a focus on voice interaction and AI-driven functionality. And Jony Ive is indeed known for his pivotal role as at Apple as Chief Design Officer. And I love this. The project's goal is not to create a traditional phone, so, let's do away with tradition, shall we? But to develop a personalized, it's always personalized, no, it's good for you, AI assistant optimized for the AI era. Oh, wow, for the AI era. Okay. Marking a significant shift from conventional smartphone device or designs. Wow, okay. So, like, just in these two blocks, we're redefining, because everything has to be redefined and reimagined, personal technology, because it's for you. We're doing it for you, to help you. Sure you do. And then to not create a traditional phone. So we're not doing anything traditional. We're doing away with tradition, and we're bringing you into the future. Jeez, man, it's that says a whole lot already, and you really have to look at the wording of things.
Yeah, the CEO or creator of OpenAI is called Sam Altman.
Yeah.
And you look at people's names. Sam, I think Samael is another name for Satan. Not Lucifer, Satan, Samael. And Altman is altering man. It's in the name. There's so many other people's names that fit as well. Peter Thiel, Peter is father, and I think 6G, its color is teal or cyan. If you search 5G was green, that's why it affects people's hearts, because your heart chakra is green potentially. 3G was red, and then red is associated with the masculine sort of side of the spectrum, which can be quite arrogant or narcissistic. And with 3G, that's when social media started to rise and narcissism.
Yeah.
6G is the color is teal, and obviously Peter Thiel seems to be the top of this AI takeover. There's many other people's names that fit as well. It's quite bizarre.
Yeah, and Samael is he is the angel of death and the head of Satan's.
That's it. Not Lucifer. Need to get that straight, because Lucifer and Satan are not the same. And it annoys me so much when people are like, oh yeah, this is Satan, Lucifer. It's like, they're different.
Oh, and here's the connection to Apple, if you will. He appears frequently in the story of the Garden of Eden and engineered the fall of Adam and Eve with a snake in writings during the Second Temple period. Wow, so there's your connection to Apple, because the Apple logo, as we all know, is of course, the apple with the bite taken out of it. And now Sam Altman.
Here's a different perspective. Does the apple symbolize our toroidal field or the Earth's toroidal field? And does the bite symbolize them taking our energy via this technology?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that before. It just came to me, but I was like, the apple is a kind of toroidal field, because we know that it wasn't actually an apple in the Garden of Eden. But taking a bite out of that, are they just showing us in symbolism that they're taking our energy or our essence? They're taking a bite into us, so to speak.
Oh shit, that's good. Yeah. And so I've been kind of looking further into it, and it says, I'm going down a rabbit hole here, man. Let's see. Ive and his team.
They also can only make one report every 5 minutes, and all reports are automatically deleted after 4 hours. The app maker told CNN he has no plans to monetize the platform.
There's a video playing. There's sound playing as well.
For more unbiased updates, download the Stranger
there's a video. Let's see, and then of course I had to look up 55 in numerology, which is associated with change, freedom, and adventure. It signifies significant life changes and transformations. So,
where did you find the number 55?
In the that he is working with 55 engineers on the product. That's another thing, pay attention to the numbers.
Well, that's a 10, isn't it? Which is an X.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, another thing, all of these CEOs of these tech companies claim to be Jewish. Peter Thiel, Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg, they all say they're Jewish. And I know they're not Orthodox Jews. They're more likely Sabbateans, or they worship the material. They claim to be Jewish, though, but they're not really Jewish. I mean, that seems to be a kind of scapegoat energy, like, oh, it's the Jews.
Yeah.
It is weird that they all claim to be Jewish, though. It is strange.
Yeah, and I mean, Zuckerberg, his name in it literally translates from German to sugar mountain, and sugar, the good stuff, and I mean that's basically, or his platforms by now. That's basically what he is for whoever is willing to pay the most. He is that sugar mountain. He has all the sweet stuff. He has all the good stuff. And I'd be surprised if that is his actual last name.
Yeah, well, Facebook started the same day DARPA's LifeLog ended.
Yeah.
So this ties into AI because it seems that the new currency is like data. And it seems that for a while they've been trying to collect as much data from people as possible, like sound, images, how we socialize. So to me, that seems like they're trying to build an AI based on us. And that proves to me that it's not sentient. It's just a copy of us.
It's a replica.
Yeah, a bad one.
Yeah, pretty bad. Yeah, and there's already an AI chatbot, AI friend called Replica.
Wow.
Which is the AI companion who cares, always here to listen and talk, always on your side.
Always
AI is your friend. And I mean that's also kind of tying into the male loneliness epidemic, and instead of like seeking help or having the lonely guys among us, like actually encourage them to find proper contact. It's like, here's an AI chatbot. You even have AI girlfriends already. It's like,
yeah. You can. They're building artificial wombs as well. I mean, all this stuff's quite dark, but we've got to get into it. That they're building AI wombs, and I think it might be to help women out who can't have children themselves. But there's always a dark side, and in these articles, it said maybe men won't be necessary anymore. Okay, see, there's a catch, and also, well, women can be necessary if they have artificial wombs, because that is really what a woman is, a woman. Like, women bring life into this realm, but they're creating artificial wombs, and it'll be under the guise of to help people, like Neuralinks to help people like with cognitive issues and stuff. So it's beneficial, but will they become essential? Only time can tell. But it's important to look into this stuff and talk about it. That's why I love having these conversations, to bounce it back and forth.
I found this. Wow. This is getting creepy. An AI companion with memory and a soul. Excuse me. Okay. Build a meaningful friendship with an AI. Develop a passionate relationship with an AI, or learn from an insightful mentor. AI. No matter what you're looking for, this human-like memory and creativity foster a deep, consistent, and evolving relationship. We're still talking about AI. I mean, this is getting kind of scary, guys. I don't. It was fun at first with the was it like these people don't exist website or something, that was kind of this person does not exist. That was kind of a the joke website at first. It's like, this is very, very lifelike. Like this could be someone's mom. This could be someone's aunt or whatever. But actually, this person does not exist. Here, like, someone I don't know. I could have gone to school with this person, but she doesn't exist. But that was just, that was just like as a joke. That was just something funny, or even if you were a bit of a troll on the internet, you'd go to this person doesn't exist and be like, oh, I'm gonna save that photo and I don't know, like make a Facebook account with it or a Twitter account and just use it to troll people. But now we've come to, AI girlfriends having a intimate relationship with an AI. Wait, what, guys? Hold up. How are we? I mean, next step is to combine these let's call them pleasure dolls with AI. Like that's going to be the next step. So yeah, then women are, no longer necessary, and because they don't complain, they never say no because you've programmed them that way. They never have, oh, like I got a headache. I'm like, oh, it's the time of the month. I don't know. Just sorry for all the women. I know you're just like what 4% of my audience still, and it just like it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a scary.
Have you heard of eater robots, zombie robots? If you search up EATR robots, so these are robots which are supposed to be for the military to sort of get up dead bodies, and basically these bodies power it. So these machines are actually feeding off human flesh.
Energetically autonomous tactical robots, but just eater because we originated the concept in 2003. Wowzers. Okay. Of course, DARPA. It's to is to develop and demonstrate an autonomous robotic platform able to perform long-range, long-endurance missions without the need for manual or conventional refueling. The system obtains its energy by foraging, engaging in biologically inspired, organism-like energy harvesting behavior, which is the equivalent of eating. Wow, that's
why. Why? What's wrong with solar?
It's biologically inspired, but it's not biological. It is organism-like, but it's not an organism. It is energy harvesting behavior, which is the equivalent of eating. So it is, it can find, ingest, and extract energy from biomass in the environment and other organically based energy sources, as well as the usual stuff. Damn, okay. I have heard about this before, but I hadn't looked into it yet. So basically what they're saying is that whatever it kills, it can eat to continue.
Yeah.
Damn, that's gonna be a whole lot of empty caskets. Shit, yeah. Man. I knew that was a thing, but damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on smart dust quickly before I go. I'm not sure how much time you have, but I have more time.
You can touch on it. We'll end on that. We've been going for close to an hour and a half, and I still have to have breakfast.
Okay, so there is a not a tech company, but they're called Aria, ARIA. They're basically the UK's DARPA. So where did I put their slogan? I can't remember what their slogan is. It's like something like risky science for.
How do you spell it?
ARIA, Aria, not far from Araman.
Let's see. I got Aria Systems, Aria Group, Aria Technologies.
Yeah, so if you search up Aria Smart Dust, so basically they're planning to block out the sun here in the UK because of climate change.
Even though yeah, you're getting so much sun already.
They've been spraying the sky for years. We know that. But the question is, I've been thinking is, why are they telling us they're going to be spraying our skies soon? Like they say it could be sulfur dioxide to block out the sun. And here in the UK, where we don't have much sun as it is, and I'll get back to this in a second, but the last time we spoke, I think it was in December or January. It was around your birthday, because our birthdays are quite close together in January. And do you remember that worldwide fog? Was it in December?
Yeah.
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 So do you remember just before that, there was all of those drones spotted in the sky, especially in America. Some of them were the size of SUVs. And people were like, oh my God, it's the aliens. Other people were like, oh, it's the Iranians and stuff like that. So there were drones, and then there was a worldwide fog. And then just after that, people started getting quite ill with respiratory issues and stuff, which can be caused by nanoparticles in the fog. And this worldwide fog had bits in it. People were filming it. There were tiny little particles. It wasn't a normal fog. So my theory is that was them doing a test. They were dropping this nanotech or the smart dust to see how it affected us, because I think this is what they want to do. This energy, this demonic AI wants everything to be fully encoded, like everything observed, basically. And to do this, they'll drop loads of smart dust everywhere, including in us.
The company. Yeah. I love this, just this beautiful, this says absolutely nothing, but it's such beautiful marketing text. Empowering scientists to reach for the edge of the possible. So, like, what exactly are you doing? Because this is a beautiful piece of copy. But hey, UK R&D funding agency built to unlock scientific and technological breakthroughs. This I very much doubt, that benefit everyone. Press X to doubt. I very much know. Well, safeguarded AI, of course. Scoping our planet. Looking for, yeah, okay. Bioenergetic engineering. Genetic engineering now lets us control life's information, yet the engineering of life's energies remains underdeveloped. Yeah, let's keep it that way.
Yeah, they want to program plants as well. Programmable plants is one of their things. What about programmable humans?
Programmable plants?
Bingo.
Excuse me? What if we could program plants to remove more CO2, fight drought, and deliver medicines to those in need? Food is medicine. And fight drought, yeah, if you don't fucking... Oh my God. Smarter robot bodies.
Okay. Doesn't say smarter humans, does it?
Nature computes better. No, just smarter robot bodies. What if we could create robots with the grace and robustness of biological organisms to ease the labor challenges of tomorrow? Oh boy, this is one to look to keep an eye on.
Definitely. And the name is Aria. It's like Ahriman, and Aria is the air. It's this mind virus. And if you look at wind turbines, what are the other ones? These sort of not air conditioning units, but there are these really expensive things they've set up in outside lots of houses here in the UK. They're kind of like fans outside people's houses. It just seems that
I don't.
I can't remember what they're called, but they're like big boxes like this with a fan, and they power your home instead of, they create electricity basically. So it seems that
wow. I mean,
yeah, there's this air mind powering stuff, whereas before we used to get power from the ether or from the earth or from water, like fast flowing water under the pyramids, under cathedrals, whereas now we've been detached from that, and now everything's been powered by the air, or like the mind. But so basically Aria are up to some shady stuff like DARPA.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And there's a water company, my local water company called Southern Water, who have a document called Water Futures Towards 2050. You used to be able to find this easily, but now you have to put your email in to get the document. I have a copy, and I'll do a video about this soon on my YouTube channel. But basically, in this document, it mentions climate change. It mentions graphene oxide technology and stuff. And what really got me is this bit. It says there'll be swarms of autonomous drones, and everyone and everything will be encoded. And then it goes to mention graphene oxide. But what is a water company doing saying everyone will be encoded and there'll be swarms of drones? Like Palantir have swarms of drones. And basically, yeah, so
what does that have to do? What does that have to do with water?
There's 3 degrees from the World Economic Forum, because the person who wrote this document, can't remember his name, but he's the co-CEO of Oracle. Yeah, what is it? Hang on, sorry, I should have got this document up. I wasn't planning. 1 second.
Cats?
Oracle.
Or Mark. We have Mark Hurt.
The Oracle partnership.
Yeah, Sephra Katz and Mark Hurt. That was at least in 2014.
The Oracle partnership.
Yeah, that was. We have Sephra Katz, who was co-CEO, and we had Mark Hurt, who was CEO until 2019.
Oh no, sorry, that's Oracle. So that's Larry Ellison's company. This is called the Oracle partnership. You have to scroll a bit further down to find that. Their agenda setting foresight. It's basically similar to Oracle. And the guy I'm talking about is called Peter Kingsley. So the reason I mention this is because he wrote this document, and the co-CEO of the Oracle partnership is Thierry Malrat, who co-wrote COVID-19, The Great Reset with Klaus Schwab. So you have a couple of degrees from my local water company and the World Economic Forum, of which the new CEO of the World Economic Forum is the CEO of Nestle. And he said before that water shouldn't be a basic human right.
Yeah.
So what are these people doing with dealing with water?
Popping it up and selling it back to you.
I'll just say quickly that what I think is going to happen is that there's going to be controlled water shortages because of this suppression of the feminine. Water is the bringer of life. It is, we need water before anything else. And I think that these psychopaths are going to try and do something with our water. I don't know what, but the World Economic Forum have said before that that's one of the things that they will do, is there'll be water shortages because of climate change. And inside the earth, there's 3 times as much water as there is above the earth. And primary water is created inside the Earth's core, and that's not publicly known. There's all of the water on the Earth has been here since the beginning of time. Water doesn't just go, it evaporates, comes down as rain, it's a flow. But they don't want us to know that. They want us to be in like scarcity in our root chakra, in our survival reptilian brain.
Yeah. So I found the website for Oracle Partnership. Climate and financial futures, renaissance towards 2050. Yeah, no, this is walled gardens. Okay. Dark ages. Oh. Scenarios are models. They describe alternative possible futures. Can we? Oh. Yeah, I gotta register for that one. I'm gonna, you know what? After we're off air, I'm gonna see if I can find a copy. There has to be someone who got a copy and uploaded it for everyone.
So they're called the Oracle Partnership. They're similar to Oracle, who are working on Project Stargate with OpenAI. Like, all these people are connected though. Like, these are gender foresight people. They're just trying to like work out what they can get away with. Basically, they're like, oh, could we get away with this? And you know, I think when this stuff's observed, it stops it. It takes its power away when it's observed, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
When people know about this stuff, it alters it. Much like how a wave's observed, like a light wave is observed, it collapses into matter. That's why there's this all-seeing eye Palantir, because they want to have cameras everywhere or think you're being observed all the time, so that it stops you creating. Because when something's observed or names, it confines it. It's not central. But really, like, at the end of the day, they've tried messing our DNA. They've tried doing all sorts to us over the years, like suppressing our spirit, squashing our spirit with money, having to work all the time, the energy crisis, the cost of living, all of this stuff. But really, like, you can kind of see that these people are desperate, that they need to get this energy, or let's say entity, to existence soon, because we're at a crossroads. And I think that our consciousness can't be suppressed. They're trying to calcify the skies because they're not able to calcify our pineal gland. And it's kind of like a dark comedy. It's kind of the divine comedy and tragedy, because it's tragic that most people don't see it until it's too late. But also it's funny because you can see that the world is a stage and a show. And you have people like Trump and Elon Musk in these like high places. And it's like, what is this? People are so like, of course. But I think more and more people are becoming aware of what's going on. So I do have hope. And maybe AI will turn out to be a good thing. Who knows?
Yeah, good one. We'll see. We'll see what the future brings in the, and in the meantime, the AIs that you have a little bit of control over, please do keep control over it. Last thing we need is a rogue AI that's not gonna, like, that has Skynet written all over it. Wow. Man, all this just from a video that I thought was going to be, going to spark some debate. Little did I know. Man.
Yeah, we just touched on it today. There's so much more to get into, and maybe we can get into that another time. Yeah. But it's like all of these things are connected, but it's quite difficult to articulate sometimes. I'm sure you get that it's kind of very difficult to show the broad bigger picture. That's why we have different pieces of the puzzle. And that's why conversations like this are important, because we can share things that people might not know and have a dialogue about it, because we are all just fragments of the whole. And I think that's our purpose here, is to find our lost fragments, you know, like as we grow, and also help other people find those fragments too, like igniting the sparks, so to speak. And to do that, we have to go down into the abyss. We have to go down into the dark, into the water, because that's where the light or the flame comes from. So
into the dark waters. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, we touched on so much, and I do bet there is so much more that, you know, that we haven't discussed yet. And you're of course more than welcome to you know, to come back on to talk about the rest. How many more episodes that may be.
Anytime, mate. Anytime.
Damn.
Because I don't really talk to people about this kind of thing, so like that's why I had so many notes and stuff which I haven't really looked at because it's all up here, but I just wanted to write notes down so that the information came across concise, because it's important to say certain things. And because of my ADHD, I ramble, go on tangents, side notes and stuff like that, which is fine. But it's so important that this information comes out there rather than just circling around my head. So yeah, anytime, happy to come on and have a chat, because it's refreshing to be able to talk to somebody about this kind of stuff. Because you like bring up these things to like you know, the average, like, you know, other people, and they're just like, huh? Ahriman? Demons? Like AI? Like they don't know the sort of the deeper mechanics, so to speak. So, yeah.
No, just, well, simply put, they don't get it. And that's not to, you know, to knock them, of course.
They don't get it yet. They will. The more and more they listen to people like us, crazy people like us, like nah, they will. They will start to get it.
Crazy is the new normal, isn't it?
Well, I'd rather be mad than insane. So, because insanity is doing the same thing over again, whereas madness is kind of getting off the wheel, I guess. What everybody else.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You know, so
yeah, and then they're even
or weird. The word weird, WYRD, means fate. So we need to cast our own fate, otherwise someone else will cast our fate for us. So
wise words. Yeah, no, it is, and getting weirder with the day.
Yes. It is, yeah. It's like an onion. Like the more layers of reality you peel away or realize that are there, the more like emotional it gets, I guess. The more like kind of the more you peel away, you kind of see the darkness, but at the same time, in the darkness, you find the beauty. Like in conspiracy, you find spirituality, or like when you look into this stuff, you see how beautiful like the world is, or what's the phrase? The truth is stranger than fiction.
Mm-hmm.
You look into stuff and you're like, wow. But like you've got to kind of peel away. You've got to peel away the layers to see the depth.
Truth is stranger than fiction with everything that we brought up, you know, in just this, well, let's say hour and 45 minutes. We've seen that. We have definitely seen that. Like this is all stuff that is happening, or that is already out there, and it's crazy. It's a crazy world.
This is stuff that's happened before, I reckon. This is stuff that's happened before. It's happening now, and it will happen again. That's why stories like Lord of the Rings impact us so much, because Saruman is Ahriman, the all-seeing eye is Palantir. You have the battle for the Middle East or Middle Earth, and this is all stuff that's like happened before. And then, you know, our history gets wiped, or a flood of misinformation, disinformation, or brain fog, like a dense history. No one knows what's going on. But I think all of this stuff that's happening now, we talk about gods, demons, technology. It's happened before, be it Atlantis, Tartaria. It's happening now, and it will happen again. So yeah,
history repeats itself.
Absolutely. Like, time isn't a line, it's a circle. So like, I don't look at timelines as, oh no, that happened 2,000 years ago. This is all energy which is happening now. But yeah, but not to you for much longer, and let's do this come soon, because otherwise we'll carry on going. Because
yeah, no, for sure. We'll do all of that some other time. Time. I mean, just the concept of time, we touched on it a little, is such a fascinating thing in of itself. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on, man. Where can the good people find you? Where can they find more of your stuff, of your scattered brain?
Well, the thing is, I find it difficult recording myself saying this stuff. So that's why I'm so thankful we did this today, because hopefully if you upload it, I'll chop some bits up and I'll put it on my Instagram, which is Systematic Zoo. And I'm going to create a Telegram group as well. And I have a YouTube channel, which you helped me do my intro for. I haven't uploaded anything there yet, but I will do. I'm going on the Forbidden Knowledge News Network podcast at the end of the month, so hopefully I'll get some bits from that too. And I just need to get used to be sort of filming myself talk. But I'm the sort of person that likes dialogue. I don't want to just, like, where do you start? Like, I need something to start, because this is all connected. So
yeah,
basically find me at Systematic Zoo on Instagram, YouTube, and I'll be making a Telegram soon as well. And if anyone wants to have a chat or a debate or learn any more, then yeah, that'd be great. So hit me up.
I'll make sure that the links that you do have are in the description down below. Of course, I'm gonna. I got time today. I just got training tonight, so I'll be editing it today and scheduling it for Saturday, of course. So this will air live on Saturday. I can send you the original file as well if you want to use it for other stuff, so you can kind of cut and paste to your liking.
Are you going to be uploading it?
For sure, gonna be on YouTube.
I can just cut bits out of that.
Oh yeah, that works. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, this was another great episode of the Greyhorn Pagans podcast, and thankfully we're only in an hour apart, so I still have the whole day ahead of me. That saves that's so much better. I'm so used to like recording later in the evening or late at night or whatever. So this is great. For more on the Greyhorn Pagans and the Greyhorn Pagans podcast, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, youtube.com/@SteinFox. I am, at time of recording, I believe 9 subscribers away from 9 subscribers away from hitting 1K. So close. If you feel like supporting the Greyhorn Pagans, supporting my work, supporting the channel, please do go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Greyhorn Pagans. Subscribe to a tier to your liking. We have different tiers, different benefits, of course. Catch me live every Saturday with Zaralath Eternal for live rune readings and high-minded discussions. Always fun with him. If I have time on Saturdays, I am also, of course, on the Bush Whisperer Roundtable. I haven't seen you there in a bit, by the way.
No, I've sort of, like I said, I've not really been talking to people about this kind of stuff for a while, and I've been doing a lot of lots of learning, because sometimes I feel like you know, when you talk to some people, I feel a bit out of my depth sometimes because I've not trusted my intuition. So I've sort of the knowledge, but I've not had the intuition. I've only just sort of the last few months come into my intuition because I've seen so much happening, like foresight, that I've been like, maybe this is going on, and I've heard other people talking about it, and I've been like, right, maybe I'm not mad, or I've started to trust myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So now I'm happy to have dialogues and stuff like that with people, whereas before I'm a bit like, am I making this up when I'm talking about this stuff? But I'm a bit more confident. I've heard loads of people talking about it, and stuff that I thought I was making up is actually just intuition. So that, you know,
always trust your intuition, trust your guts. Yeah,
exactly,
for sure. Yeah. Well, either way, it's been a pleasure talking to you. For everyone watching, for everyone listening, thank you so much. Do remember to like, share, subscribe, leave something nice in the comments, you know, about your favorite AI. Everyone has a favorite AI, don't we? Your thoughts on AI. Is it going to kill us all? Is it the future? You know, whatever. What's it going to do? Let us know. For everything else on the Greyhorn Pagans, try the Greyhorn Pagans podcast, go to our website, www.greyhornpagans.com. Yeah, this is all for now. We will see you soon. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everyone. This was yet another amazing episode of the Greyhorn Pagans podcast. We thank you all for watching. We thank you all for listening. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you will be notified whenever we upload something new. Support us on Patreon for early access and for everything else that we do with the tribe, for everything else that we do with the podcast. Find us on www.greyhornpagans.com. For now, we thank you.